So as promised, here's part 2, a look at the lift kit itself. No sooner than I published my first video saying we were going to lift Big Jimny, the lift kit arrived. So let's have a look inside the box. So, nice large box and lots of little boxes inside. This is a straightforward kit. Nothing too complex about the installation. Everything should bolt on with normal tools. So within the box you get an accessory box with the obligatory stickers on it that you can use. You also get 2 brake lines. This is because on the Gen4 it has the electronic traction control, AB, hill descent control, etc. So each of the rear brakes is fed by a separate pipe. For those of you who are watching this and are going to do the same to a Gen3, you also get 2 brake pipes in the Gen3 kit. That's because the very late Gen3s, the last of the line, also had various traction control capability, so they've got dual brake lines as well. If you bought this kit and you're putting it on a earlier Gen3 Jimny, then you have a spare brake line because you only need one. Also within the accessories are a couple of bump stop mounts for the front. Okay, these fit in the centre of the springs and extend the bump stop distance. This is really to make sure that rather than one wheel tucking up during articulation, tucking up right under the arch, that there is a limit to how far it will tuck before it decides to push down on the other side. And you also get the mounting kit for those, along with a little black bracket, which is what is used to alter the electronic headlight dipping on the models that have got the LED lights. So that's all that's in that accessory kit. Now, this kit comes in 2 forms, one without caster correction and one with caster correction. It's a 2-inch lift, 50mm. Do you need caster correction? I tend to say no. I haven't fitted caster correction on any of my previous Jimnys at 2 inches. However, in the interest of science, I've bought the caster correction kit for this one and will put it on at a later date so that I get to compare it for people and give them an honest comparison as to what it's like. My expectation is that without caster correction the steering will feel a bit lighter, but it should still self-centre and all the things that caster correction do. Self-centering is where you're coming around a corner, you let go of the steering wheel, the car should straighten up on its own. You shouldn't have to steer out of the corner as well as into it. And the rest of the box contains the inevitable set of shock absorbers. This is the comfort kit that we're putting on this one. They come in comfort and sport. I think I've only ever sold one version of sport in the UK to someone. Everyone else takes comfort because what they want is the fairly soft suspension that this gives. And of course a set of 4 springs. When we come to fit it, we'll identify which ones go on the vehicle, in which positions. They're marked up on the top of the springs. I know the question Everyone asks about Jimny's based on the experience on the Gen4 is about Jimny lean. This is where it looks like there's a fat driver in the driver's seat even when you're not in it. Maybe there is a fat driver. That was a feature of the Gen3s. Suzuki themselves had different springs fitted to the rear to try and compensate for that. Different strengths. So the spring on one side was not the same as the spring on the other. The springs on the Gen4 are the same either side on the rear, so I can only assume, based on the fact that this is early life, that they've actually cured that problem just by balancing up the weights inside. And therefore spring kits like this one, which has got the same springs at the rear, shouldn't be too much of an issue. So that sums up the kit. 4 shocks, 4 springs, a set of mounting brackets and bits and pieces, and some brake pipes. It should all be very simple and straightforward to fit. The only thing you may need to do to have experience of is bleed in the brakes, because obviously if you've changed a section of brake pipe you'd have introduced air and you have to bleed them through. But we'll see all of that in the installation video, which will be up shortly when I've done it.